Okay, we're back here on day 2 of the Annapolis Boat Show with Team Interlux, and Aqua paint is what we're going to be talking about today. We have our training director, Ethan Johnson, here, who is the person at Oakland who's probably applied the most paint ever. So why don't you guys talk about Aqua in particular? And let's just start with, you got your name tag?
I do indeed. My name is Bill Griffin,
Bill Griffin.
from Exo Nobel.
So we have Bill and Ethan. They're going to talk about the bottom paint here in particular. We've already talked about all crap and all grip, so we can go with that. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Seahawk. And before I turn it over to them, let's talk about come here today to Oakland Farr 40 Blue, E2 from 4 to 5, and we can talk about everything, all of our partners. So, Ethan, why don't you talk about how the decision came up with Aqua?
So the decision came because we wanted a hard paint for our racing boats, something that had a lot of colors because we have a lot of Farr 40s, and our Farr 40s are named after the color of the bottom paint. So this one is blue, and then environmentally friendly. So that was the big one for us.
Cool.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. So Bottom Coat Aqua is actually a little background on it, one of our relative budget paints. It's a low-cost paint. It has one of the lowest VOCs out there. VOC is volatile organic compounds. It's 50 grams per liter, which is very little. Most paints are like 330. So when you apply it indoors, outdoors, you're not breathing a whole lot of fumes. Also, because it's water-based, the cleanup is with water. So you're not using quarts and quarts of solvents to clean up. Other benefits, it can go over anything. Go over an inflatable, it can go over fiberglass, wood, whatever. In your case, if you have a tender that's an inflatable, you could put it on an inflatable because the solvents won't hurt the inflatable. And as Ethan, sorry about that, said you can burnish it. And that's kind of a little known thing, but it's a hard finish. I use it on a center console and love it. It survives in and out of the water multiple times. So why don't you tell us how you apply it?
Yeah, so we use an airless sprayer. That's what we've found to be the best. We can put on 3 coats that are thick enough to get enough paint on there. We have had experience with rolling it with the 3/8 inch nap, but the airless sprayer puts it on thick enough, especially because it's water based. When we've tried it with the HVLP, it's kind of gotten a little cold and reacted differently, I guess because it's water based.
Mm-hmm.
But we get a nice even coat, then go, usually if we spray it nicely, go straight to 400 and then go from there. We've gotten it to the point where we can almost see our reflection in it. So
wow, that's cool.
It's cool paint.
Now, are you painting every year or every other year? What's your
2 years,
2 years?
generally, yeah.
Yeah, right. So 2 years from a budget paint.
Yeah.
And you're putting how many coats on when you spray?
3.
3 coats and then burnishing.
Coats.
Right.
3 coats and burnish.
Cool.
And what is the overcoat time for us in the spring versus the fall?
In the spring, I believe it's
actually I have that right here.
6 or 12 hours.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So a lot of people think water-based, oh my, they're scared of it. And you guys have embraced it, and there are a number of yards that have, but it is water-based. You would not do it on a rainy day, right? Water's going to run down the hill. So you check the forecast, but if it's not raining, you can paint down to 41 degrees, which is colder than a lot of solvent-based paints. And you can actually, on warmer days, like a day like today, you could paint and potentially launch same day. We'd say next day.
Yeah.
But you could do a coat, and then you can overcoat in 6 hours on a day like today. So you could do 2 coats today, a coat tomorrow. If you're going to burnish, you'd want to wait an extra day to burnish. You get that. It needs to be hard and dry.
Let's talk about overcoating, because often the reason why you haul the boat out and you're fixing the bottom is because you've run aground. Mm-hmm. And the boat yard say, get in, get in, get in.
Right.
We have had the situation where we put an oil-based paint over the Aqua,
right?
Or can you put the Aqua over the oil? And the reason, of course, is because the oil base doesn't wash away. So if it's oil based and you just put it right in the water, it's not going to wash away.
They are compatible. Most cases they would
be.
Can you
go both ways?
Mm-hmm, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. One that I would rule that out on would be Balto plate, but you wouldn't be doing that with Balto plate anyway.
Correct.
And certainly VC17, which is a Great Lakes paint. But otherwise, you could do that. But in black and white on our document here, we have overcoat window at 73 degrees, 4 hours, launch 6. So that's pretty good. It's always better, even with a solvent-based paint, to wait longer. But so this is a document on using the paint you're talking about as a racing finish. And we even talk about going over some other racing finishes, and it talks about the burnish process. One of the basic things is to put on more paint before you burnish, because you're going to be taking paint off when you do that. Make sense? Ethan has followed the directions, which we appreciate.
We love reading the data sheet.
We have a boat paint guide that's on our website. You can download it. Most chandlers have it. All kinds of details are here. There's a color card in the how-to process, and then beyond that, for every product we make online, there is the data sheet, which is a step-by-step how to do it. Lots and lots of fine print that will not fit on the can. And likewise, if you ever got to the point where you're going to Interprotect, where you're down to the bare bottom and you're doing a full barrier system, then we have a system for Interprotect as well, which goes through great detail about overcoating windows and the whole process,
That's
which
going
you
to be
would
hard
know.
to read on our video.
I get it,
trust me,
but the point is,
somewhere. There.
we want you to be successful. So you go to the website and look for the product, click on the button that says TDS, Technical Data Sheet, and then you have all the instructions right there.
So Bill, what I'm hearing from you is all those guys out there, you actually have to read the instructions.
How about
that?
that?
This is not a YouTube. This is read the
yes,
instructions.
Right. And read the instructions before you crack open the can of paint.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then Ethan, a few more.
Well, I'm just going to mention just other basic stuff. We all know that bottom paint has, so Aqua has 46% copper in it. That's a lot of copper. It's not the highest, but it's a lot. If there's copper on the bottom of the can, that's not a good thing, because you want it on the bottom of the boat. So at least, if you stick this in and you don't go very far, there's a problem, right? So you need to mix it up. Handy drill mixer if you don't have a full-on shaker. These are the bomb. You want it to be like a milkshake. And don't wear your best shoes. You're going to have whatever on and go to it. And other basic things, when we talk about temperature, we're not concerned about the air temperature. We're concerned about the hull temperature. So on in cool weather, one side could be hot, one side could be not. And as you spray, you would notice the difference.
Especially early
these are
morning.
cheap. You get one of these and you shoot the hull, and this would be for your all grip work or any paint work on a boat. And then this Amazon, $10, temperature and humidity, because humidity plays in too, right? Especially when you're doing, when you're spraying.
Definitely.
Right? And then, of course, this is unrelated. This would be the 3M rep or somebody else, but it does make a difference what you use. The instructions say very clearly how to prep it, and all that stuff. And in some cases, you use an interface pad so you're not gouging up the bottom. So you do a nice job. Anyway, that's my side note.
For you. So
sure.
Can you pick up the 3M pads?
Yes.
The green and the white.
These, right? Oh, yeah.
So I made a lot of money early in the day cleaning boat bottoms, and I always loved using a Scotch-Brite essentially pad.
Yeah, right.
And I'll use the depending on the bottom, but we always think that if we're using a nice equivalent of 800 or something, that we're burnishing it in the water as well. We want to take off the minimum amount possible, one, so it lasts longer, two, so it doesn't go into the environment, but it actually makes it faster by cleaning it in the water.
That's true. And they actually make another whole range of these that are colored that directly relate to a grit, which these are not. But that's and these would be for minimal bottom cleaning. This could be for a light scuff before you do another coat, or the other ones that are red, gray, and whatever the color scheme.
Ethan, how is the difference between, when's the last time you've done wet sanding on a boat bottom at Oak Cliff?
It's been a while. One of the other cool things is you can go to Home Depot and rent an airless sprayer, and because it's water-based, you don't have to worry about gumming up the equipment, getting charged a bunch of money. So
that's
you can,
perfect.
you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
And then you can return the sprayer and all done. Quick and easy.
I learned something today. Thank
Awesome.
you. That's good. That's a good thing.
All right. Thank you very much. What
You
booth
bet.
are you guys in?
B52.
B52. That's
Right.
easy to remember.
Yes, indeed.
So B52, go over, ask the experts over there, ask Bill what's the best for your boats and your refit, your ride. Again, we're trying to inspire fleets around the country and the world that they want to come together, make smart decisions, make environmental decisions, and bring their fleet back up, refit their ride so that they can have a great re-energized system of sailing next summer. Come down here and talk to us about all of the products from 4 to 5 every day with some Regatta Craft mixers. Go to oakcliffsailing.org on the calendar and sign up for a giveaway on Refit My Ride on today's calendar. And there's just so much more going on. Come down and visit us. If you're going to buy a boat show ticket, use code OakCliff25, and the lovely people at the boat shows are donating $5 back for every ticket you all buy. So we'll see you soon. Thanks.